New cars are packed with tech these days, but it comes at a price. If, like me, you've got a slightly older vehicle which doesn't have a touchscreen display with Apple CarPlay or Android Auto, then you might be interested in this upgrade, which won't come at the cost of a new car. This is the CarPeride W103 Pro, and it's one of a range of their portable dashboard consoles that you can install in pretty much any vehicle without removing head units or dealing with wiring. First, I'm going to show you what you get in the box, and then run through all of the features and everything you need to know about this particular model. So let's get into it, and the first thing you'll notice is the screen unit, and it's quite a sleek design, but it still offers a 10.3 inch screen, which is great for not blocking too much of the windscreen. There are larger screens available too, and I've got links in the description below with a 10% discount code too if you're interested in checking them out. In the box you'll also find a suction cup mount with an extendable arm, an adjustable sticky pad mount with a sticky pad, an aux cable, a 12 volt to USB-C adapter, an info sheet, a plate for the suction cup mount, and a manual. After peeling that protective film off, let's have a look at the connectivity and features. On the bottom right corner of the screen you have the built-in microphone. Turning it over, on the back you've got a built-in 5-watt speaker, the point where either of the two dashboard mounts can connect to, the sensor for detecting the light level to automatically adjust the screen brightness, and then a range of ports on the edge. Starting on the left, you've got a microphone port so you can add an external mic for clearer calls, a micro SD card slot for if you want to load your own music files, a 2.5mm reversing camera port, which is an optional extra for these devices, a 3.5mm audio out port, which is a wired method of playing music from the device through your car speakers, a USB-A port for if you want to play files from a USB device, and a DC 5V or USB-C port, which will power the device using the cable provided. Finally, on top of the device you have the power button. A short press of the button will bring up the volume bar, whilst a long press will turn the device off and on. I showed the two mounts the device comes with earlier, and these firmly click into place and are very sturdy. First, the suction cup mount gives the versatility of mounting the console on the window, the dashboard, or pretty much any surface you want to. It's a really effective suction cup which, after weeks of testing, hasn't budged at all. The adjustable arm and base are really great for being able to put the screen in pretty much any direction or angle you want. The flat mount with the sticky pad is a more permanent method of fixing and requires more of a flat surface to get a good bond, but would give an even sturdier attachment and is obviously a lot sleeker. So let's get the device turned on and have a look at the features and apps you can use. Plugging the console into the power via the USB-C port will turn the device on straight away, so it will always start up instantly when you start your vehicle. After the CarPeride loading screen, which they will customise for you if you send them an image or logo, the home screen comes up and displays all the apps, as well as a clock and further controls on the left-hand side. I personally think it's a really nice layout, and the screen quality, being Full HD, is really clear. Starting on the left you've got the help button, the volume up and down buttons, which can also be adjusted via the touchscreen too. If you click on the menu, then you can adjust the music volume against the map volume. The touchscreen is responsive and makes the device easy to use. At the bottom of the menu you can adjust the brightness, and the toggle on the left turns on auto brightness, which is adjusted by the sensor on the back of the device shown earlier. You can change the device background by tapping the small rectangle icon, and whilst you can't upload your own background, there are a number to choose from and they all look quite nice. Moving on to the apps, you've got iPlay, which connects an iPhone via CarPlay, and Auto, which connects an Android phone via Android Auto. If you usually play music or navigate through a phone, then either one of these apps are likely what you'll use the most. Next is AirPlay. This is a wireless way to display your iPhone content on the screen, such as playing YouTube videos. AutoLink is for a wired connection for both Apple and Android phones, but this requires downloading a separate app. Moving along, the next app is the equalizer, and there are a number of built-in presets, as well as the option of creating your own. Next is the Bluetooth app, and this is to make hands-free calls from your phone. Here you can dial, view your call history, view your contacts, select music, and adjust the setup. Next are the USB and card apps, and if you've got files on a USB stick or a micro SD card, then you can plug them in here and play your own music or view your own files from the screen. When I insert a micro SD card, which contains music, photos and video, after loading it automatically starts playing any music files it finds. At the top of the screen it shows you that you're using the memory card port, shows how many tracks there are, and gives you quick access to the equalizer so you can tailor your sound. Going back, you can access the folders your files are in, and when I click on photos, a few pop up. It's a bit slow, and it should be noted that these files are approximately 5 megabytes each. but when you click on them you have a few options to control a slideshow of images. Although I'm just using these snaps of the van as an illustration of the device, this could perhaps be made more useful by storing vehicle documents in digital format here, just in case they're ever needed while you're on the road. This is probably a good opportunity to mention the quality of the screen, and being Full HD, it's not only nice quality, but the colours, as you can see from the photos, look great and are really vivid. Unfortunately, it wouldn't play the video file I uploaded with a message on the screen stating it is illegal to view video whilst driving or operating a motor vehicle. Set parking brake to view video. As the device isn't wired into the van other than for power, I'm not sure why it would say this, so perhaps it's something to do with the software. The Transmit app offers two other ways to play music from the device in addition to the built-in speaker and audio port on the back. The first is FM Transmit, and using this you can transmit your music to your car speakers through the radio. You can select and store 6 different frequencies. I haven't forgotten about the Bluetooth Transmit connection, but I will show it a little later when I connect the console to the van. The final app on the screen is the settings, and here you can select from a number of languages, change the time and time format, turn the built-in speaker on or off, select which side of the road you'll be driving using the right drive function, reset to factory defaults, and check your system version. Next, you can change your wired link for Android from AAuto to AutoLink, and likewise for iPhones from iPlay to iOS Mirror, depending on what functions you want to use. Then you have all your Wi-Fi settings, and finally settings for the optional reversing camera. As I have an Android phone, I'll only be setting up Android Auto in this video, but if the process for iPhones is as simple as for Androids, then it won't take long at all. To set up your phone connection via Android Auto, tap the AAuto app and search in your phone's Bluetooth for the device specified on your screen. Tap it, select pair, and Android Auto will start loading on your console screen. It really is as simple as that. You can then work through the short setup on the console screen and the app is ready to use. To access Android Auto from the home screen, you can either press the yellow arrow symbol or the app, but the device will start and load Android Auto as soon as the engine is turned on and it connects to your phone. The screen is split between the map and your chosen music platform, with the map, music and call icons along the right hand side of the screen. At the bottom right is the menu to access the apps, and these are all apps that I've installed on my phone and are compatible with Android Auto. So it really is pulling data from your phone and not pre-installed apps on the CarPlay device. It's now time to install the device onto the dashboard of the van, and it really is as simple as deciding your position and choosing which mount you'd like to use. I considered the sticky pad mount, but due to the slight curve on my dashboard, I wasn't sure how good the adhesion would be, so I opted for the suction cup mount straight onto my dashboard, and utilising the extendable arm, I could play with positions and then stick it down. Thanks to its sleek design, it really just feels like an extension of the dashboard and is at a really nice level to look at whilst driving. Plug in the power cable into the 12-volt port of the van and then the USB-C port of the console. It powers on quite quickly, and if I turn it off and then on again from the power button, it takes about 28 seconds to start up, automatically connect to Android Auto and start playing music. I mentioned earlier that there are 4 ways to play sound from the device, the first being the built-in speaker, whilst the second is using the wired connection via an aux cable directly into the vehicle, assuming that the vehicle has an aux port. This second method is an instant and reliable way of playing music, but it does add an extra wire to your dashboard. I should mention here that I completely forgot that the device comes with an aux cable, so I just grabbed this red one, which I had laying around in the van anyway. The third method for music playback is FM Transmit, and I touched on this earlier too. Simply select your frequency from the console, save it to one of the 6 P-numbered slots by holding down on the frequency, and then tune into that frequency on your vehicle. It can take a little bit of time to find a blank frequency, and it doesn't have quite the quality of Bluetooth or a wired connection, as there can be some crackle in the background, but it's an instant connection which doesn't have the delay that I find connecting to Bluetooth has. The fourth and final playback method is Bluetooth. Hit the Transmit app on the home screen and tap BT Transmit. Make sure your vehicle is ready to pair and tap your vehicle's Bluetooth when it appears on the console screen. Enter the PIN and you'll be connected. Going forward, the console will connect to your vehicle's Bluetooth and play using that method instead. It should be mentioned at this point that the Pro in the W103 Pro product name is due to its enhanced Bluetooth features. According to Carparide, their range of Pro devices enjoy better sound quality and a more stable Bluetooth connection. So that's the Carparide W103 Pro set up and ready to use, and other than fiddling with a few settings, there's been no need to change the head unit or stereo or faff with wiring. It really is a cost-effective plug-and-play solution for adding some really useful tech to my own van conversion or any car that you want to upgrade without shelling out serious money. For a finishing touch, I'm going to hide the cable in the dashboard to make it a little bit neater and so the cable can't get pulled out by accident. And in this van, which is a Nissan NV200, it wasn't too difficult to find a way from the device down to the power sockets. I've switched from the 12 volt to USB-C power cable supplied with the device to a USB-A to USB-C cable, which works equally well, and this is just because I had a spare USB-A port in the van that I could use. The cable is also a little thinner, which helps with getting it through the dashboard panels. How much does it cost? The W103 Pro is £330 on Amazon with other discounts available, but there are lots of other models in different sizes, as well as accessories to suit every setup and budget. If you're interested in buying one or finding out more, I've got affiliate links which help support this channel and a 10% discount code in the description below. After a few weeks of testing it, I've been really impressed with how sturdily it sits on the dashboard and how it's performed. The only slight issue I've had is that the device doesn't always connect to my van's Bluetooth first time, but I have had issues with phones connecting to my van Bluetooth in the past too, so it may be more of a van problem. That said, the beauty of the device having multiple methods to connect is that I can instantly switch to the FM transmit and the music will play. Note, this Bluetooth issue is purely when transmitting music from the device to my van, and my phone connects to the device with Android Auto flawlessly every time. There are definitely some functions that I won't use much, especially depending on what phone you'll be connecting to it, but it caters for a lot of people and it does a really great job with it. For transparency, Carparide provided the W103 Pro for me to test, but the thoughts in this review are entirely my own and based on my own experience using the device. It'll definitely have a permanent home in my van conversion, and if you're curious about what else I've done to the van, be sure to check out my previous videos and subscribe for future ones. Thanks for watching.